I'm otherwise known as the Conversion Crusader here on YouTube, but also I'm actually one of the coaches at the Freedom Club. And the Freedom Club is a place where you can learn dropshipping. So this is where I teach. We have thousands of students, and many of them have gone on to create very successful dropshipping businesses. If you want to learn how to do this, I recommend jumping over to the Freedom Club. The link is in the description of this video. You can sign up for free, so don't buy expensive courses if you want to learn dropshipping. Just come and learn directly from us. It's free and simple. We have a 30-day program that'll take you from zero to running your own store and running ads and being profitable. And you can go and do that right now. I'm going to be talking to students from the Freedom Club tonight. We have two levels of coaching. We have the free program, and if you want, then you get access to coaches like myself and join the paid coaching program. And if that sounds good to you, all you need to do is sign up for free, and one of our sales team will reach out and let you know what this is all about and whether or not we can actually help you. And without further ado, let me go and get all of my students in, and we'll go live on the Freedom Club. Welcome, Freedom Clubbers. Welcome to Tuesday night's marketing masterclass. My name is Chris. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Lauren and Michaela, welcome. And we don't have much time to waste because time just seems to evaporate very quickly as soon as I start yapping on about ads. Welcome, Simon, Emily, and Josh. So tonight, let's get started with Sabine. All right, Sabine, please check your ads. Hopefully you've set them up properly for Aura Cleanse, Australia's best oral hygiene products. Okay. We got the Aura Cleanse Premium Toothbrush Sanitizer. This is what we'll be looking at today. And if I remember correctly, yeah, the website looks pretty good. Hey, Nathan, the website looks pretty good. Whether or not this product actually works, let's see if we can help make this work. Hey, Amy, and Elisa, and David, welcome, guys. So I need to find Aura Cleanse. Let's take a look. Aura Cleanse, here you are. Okay, what are we dealing with here? Over the last 30 days, we have spent copious amounts of money. I know that this ad set was set up incorrectly. It was not looking for conversions, it was looking for add to carts. But even when we are asking for conversions, this isn't working. You've changed the pics on the landing page. I'm glad you haven't spent copious amounts of money on this particular campaign. I'm not seeing in here what I want to see. Add to carts and purchases. So let's just, before we throw the product away, is that the word I'm looking for? Before we try and pivot is what I'm looking for. Let's check out the carts. We're going to look at total website add to carts, and then we're going to look at initiate checkout. And we had one add to cart for $66. And that add to cart happened on C8. Spoke with Jimmy, need to change the things on the website with some new ads.
Your toothbrush call. It's tired of being a jerk hotel.
I honestly don't think that this is going to work. For $68, I would have expected 2 to 3 add to carts maybe. It looks like people are interested, but this tells me this kind of feedback, this kind of statistics, it tells me, and please, this isn't anything personal, okay? This is just, it's just business. We're just talking numbers. So when we get this amount of, like, when we get so few add to carts, what it means is there's a price disparity here, but people generally are just not willing to spend this much money on your product. If price was what people were expecting, we'd probably see more add to carts and maybe a bit of umming and ahhing over whether or not they go to checkout. But in this case, it's just we haven't had the data tell us that this is worth pursuing. And considering that we spent $294 down here on, and I know the ads weren't great. We did have 5 checkouts, so that could have been 2 to 3 orders, but that still would have been about $100 per order. I'm not loving these stats. They're not making me excited. And exactly, that's the, you actually nailed the problem here. It's not that it's a bad product. It's not. I mean, there are loads of bad products. The question about whether or not we can be successful doing drop shipping, it comes down to the equation: cost per purchase plus cost of product equals the cost of the product. Like, how much is going to cost us to sell it? And if we can't sell it at a decent enough profit, then we can't make money. And in this case, if we drop the price, you can't make money. So what this tells me is people aren't willing to spend enough money on this that helps us generate profit. And therefore, it's going to be really, really hard to scale. You don't need to get rid of it off your website. You can keep it on the website, but you can focus on other products. Now, you've got a website called Aura Cleanse. It's not a bad website. You kind of want to risk it and drop the price if it's not a decent profit. I wouldn't even bother. You're just wasting your time. You're wasting your time because why bother seeing if you can sell something not profitably? Why bother? Why even test it? Even if you succeed, you'll feel better within yourself, but you're not going to make any profit. You're just wasting time. And if it doesn't work, wasting even more. I think there is no problem turning Aura Cleanse into not necessarily just focusing on dental hygiene. This can just be a hygiene store. There are so many products that you can sell under Aura Cleanse. It doesn't have to be just toothbrushes. There are other toothbrush products. You could sell bamboo toothbrushes. You could sell the whitening stuff. You could sell the things that you put in your mouth to whiten. So many oral hygiene products, but you can also sell things like face scrubs and maybe some sort of a cotton face pad and some skin rejuvenation things that make you look like an alien when you peel them all off. You can just turn this into a general, not general is the wrong word, but turn this into that was what you're thinking? Didn't even need to finish the sentence. Excellent. That's fantastic. I look, let's move on from this particular toothbrush product and let's go branch out. If I were you, what I'd be doing is I just go on to AliExpress or even talking with the vendors, our suppliers too, saying, you know, what sells really well in the personal hygiene niche. They might have another store that they're working with that sells a bunch of products in the personal hygiene niche, and you just add it and you just hit the ground running, and the next day you're making sales. It can be that easy. It really can. You've done the hard work. You've made the store. You've got all of your back end set up. You've got all your ads accounts set up. You know how to make a product landing page now. So now you can prolifically go and test new not oral, but just general hygiene. Anyway, Sabine, I think you're on the right track. And listen, don't feel bad about this test. I know it sucks that you didn't. One sec, wait, my dogs are barking. One sec. What? Sorry about that. All right, so yeah, don't feel bad about the fact that this didn't work. Many times I build a store in a niche and the first product doesn't work. But test a few products and you will find success. Do you think that with all your stuff ups, you've given it a good shot? Absolutely. Absolutely. The fact that you got it right in that final campaign and we didn't get any add to carts, it tells me that it's the product. Yeah, there were some implementation issues. There always is in your first store. But you definitely have given this a good test over the last 10 days. It's a good job. I am fully confident that you're going to take this in your stride and probably come out with one of the best stores. That's usually what happens. Just ask our coaches. There's so many people try and fail, sometimes even twice. I know Diane, took her 2 goes, and on her 3rd try, she nailed it. And that's how she became a coach. And me, I'm a slow learner, believe it or not, I'm a slow learner. I have to screw up as many ways as possible because I'm stubborn. And in that way, kind of stupid. But if I fail on purpose sometimes, 99 times until I get that 100th time and find that success with the product, the landing page, the emails, everything lines up, everything starts selling, and it works out for me. What makes a good person in e-commerce isn't necessarily their success. If you keep working, you will find success. So sometimes it's just, you know how many things that don't work, how many ways to do this that don't work. All right, Amy, home vibe. Turn off the ads, turn them all off, and go choose a new product. All right, we're looking at the Home Vibe Steam Pro. The product I didn't think was going to work, if I remember correctly. I mean, I thought you'd make some sales, but I didn't think it'd be that great of a product. Although this is a new version that does look quite nice. You're welcome, Sabine. Let's go find Home Vibe on the Facebook ads. Oh, damn. It's working quite well. So $149 is what we're asking people to pay. So I think it's going to cost around about $50. And $50 plus both of these numbers, that's profit. So this is profitable. Holy crap. So we've got audience testing and we've got testing. I don't know why we've got 2 campaigns for testing, but they're just names. Yeah, you didn't think it'd work and it's been getting daily sales. Terrific. I love it when I'm wrong. Absolutely love it. So we've got Tough Stains ad set here, and that's fairly new. Cool. And we got groups of ad sets here that you're doing some testing. Cool. And now in Tough Stains, we've got more than 1 ad, which is great. So we've got 3 ads in total. And here we've got, I'm so impressed. Yeah, that looks nice. That's a healthy ad set. Very, very, very nice. And then broad. Another healthy ad set. You've added 1 audience and 1 testing new creative before adding to the audience 1. All right. This is good. I'm just going to stop sharing for now. I'm just going to bring this in and have a chat with you guys. Not that you did anything wrong, Amy. It's just I want to explain to you guys. Can I break down as to what a healthy ad set is? Yeah, I'll do that now. So the way that I see this, and there are many ways to see this. In fact, most of the market is on Facebook at the moment. We're all struggling to come to terms with what Andromeda actually means for us and our businesses. Okay, so we've just for those of you watching this call for the first time, you're not in trouble at all, Amy. This isn't about anything bad that you've done. I just feel like for me to explain how this has to work, I need to actually talk with you guys eye to eye. For those of you who are watching this for the first time and you're coming in, you've launched your store, and you're like, this is an interesting time for you guys to be in Facebook, because we've gone from Facebook being very, very difficult to now Facebook saying, hey, Facebook's easy again. And the way that they've done this is by implementing an AI system to help Facebook figure out what to show people in your conversion chain. That's what I call it. I call it a conversion chain. And if any other person on YouTube ever calls this whole thing a conversion chain, well, they got that from me. I was the first person to say that. I made it up on a stream. Anyway, the conversion chain is a series of events, and it's nearly always the same series of events from someone first seeing your very first ad to becoming a customer, to becoming a customer again and again and again and again. It's an ongoing chain. And these events that happen in this chain always happen in one particular order. Sometimes they do the chain of events and sometimes they go back and start again. Yeah, that can happen, but it happens in a specific order. Like you can't buy something without seeing the ad. So seeing the ad is the first link in the chain. Now, the links in the chain, we've got see your ad, we've got like watch your ad for more than 5 seconds, we've got click on your ad, we've got probably close down your website. That's usually what people do after a few seconds of visiting it. Then they go see your ad a second time. And then maybe see your ad a third time is the fourth link in the chain. And then by the fifth ad that they've seen, they're like, right, I'm going to buy this now. You know, I'm on the toilet. It's in my lunch break, and I'm in the buying mood. So I'm going to lock in and buy this. And so maybe the actual purchase is like the 6th or 7th chain, and adding to cart in the chain, and then checking out is in the chain, opening up an email, and that's all in the chain. Each of these is one of the steps. Now, what Facebook has said is our AI now will use your content properly and show it to the right person at the right time, depending on where in the chain that they are. And in the past, the only way to make Facebook work was to give Facebook copious amounts of content after content, because we had to get Facebook's attention and say, hey, Barry, shaking it by its coattails, you know, look at my stuff, use my ads. And it wouldn't use your ads. You'd have to like give it the same ad in a different color or a slightly different message or a slightly different word 4 or 5, even 10 times, and hope to high hell that Facebook picks up one of them and shows more people than one your ad. And we'd often find Facebook would spend 99.9% of your budget on the one ad and nothing on your new ones. Anyway, that's all out the window now, because Facebook's new AI can handle all the new content that we throw at it. But, Hanil, how do we know it's first or second or third chain in your ad sets? You don't, and you won't, but Facebook does, because Facebook is getting signals from Shopify. It's getting signals from your email system, especially if you've linked up like Klaviyo or Omnisend to your Facebook audiences. Facebook needs signals. It needs signals. And what is a Facebook signal? A signal to Facebook is an event that happens. And believe it or not, Facebook can tell what someone's doing on your website. It knows it really, really well. It can tell mouse movements. It can tell where someone's eyes might be looking on your landing page as they're scrolling through, because when they click on your Shop Now button, they open up the website inside Facebook's apps, and the system knows what people are doing. So, in order to make Andromeda work for you and your ad account, I want you guys to have 2 things in mind, okay? Number 1 is testing, and number 2 is scaling. It's pretty easy, right? Testing and scaling. The only 2 campaigns that you actually need, testing and scaling. When I say testing, I'm not interested in testing so much audience keywords, okay? I'm only interested in testing, you know what? I'm not even interested in testing male or female anymore. I'm not even interested in testing age groups personally. You might have a product where it makes sense to target an age group, but Facebook can do that. What I'm looking at targeting is the message, okay? The message of what you're saying in your ad, who you're selling this to, is dictated by your image ads and your video ads. What you need to consider inside every ad set is having enough ads in there that cover enough key chain points to get people interested, okay? Facebook will spend the most amount of money on the ad that it thinks goes in the first slot of the chain, and it will spend 60 to 70% of your budget on there. If you look at my Homecraft account, it's got about 4 or 5 ads that it equally spends money on, and those are the top of funnel ads that people see at the first, second, and third point in the chain. And those are all mostly just me talking about my product, or my wife talking about the product, or we have some UGC from people just saying, hey, this is diamond painting and we like it. Would you like to do it? Those are the top 4 spenders. They don't actually get the best cost per purchases. Down in the rest of the funnel, with the ads that don't get the top spend, we get most of my image ads, and they have the cheapest cost per purchase of all the campaigns. We're talking like $10, $15, $20 cost per purchases on the bottom of funnel ads. And on those ads, you want to put yourself in the buyer's shoes when you create them. You want to talk about the things that are stopping them from purchasing. So that's where you put in your urgency. Sale ending midnight, sale ending tomorrow, 24 hours only a few items left. Things like that. 50% off for the first 10 customers only. Those types of things, those types of ads. You want ads to do with the offer. Like if you offer free things with your product, you can say, this is the diamond painting kit. I'm saying diamond paintings because that's my biggest selling product. This is the diamond painting kit, and we're going to give you a bag and this and wax and tweezers all for free. That's an offer. How many creatives do you have in one scaling ad set? I'll come to that. So you want to have as many different creatives to bypass the user's objections inside your ad set. Price, if someone's going to have a price objection, so have an ad that will break through the price objection. Shipping objection, have something that breaks through the shipping objection. Fast shipping, ships tomorrow, have a free shipping, that kind of thing. Most of us who are doing Chinese fulfillment can't say, ultra fast delivery, but we can say it ships tomorrow. Things like reviews, highest rated reviews for this product are 1,000 5-star reviews, that kind of thing. And maybe you want to do us versus them, comparison different images. And you can work with our image team to help you come up with some of these image concepts. Now, each of these actual ads needs to be distinct in imagery, okay? So we can't just take another ad that's running and just change the text to be the new message you want to say. Each ad has to be unique and distinct, and you don't want to use the same ad variety again. So the days are gone where you can just easily spin out 50 ads. I want you to spin out less ads, but distinct ads, okay? Now, how many do we have in an ad set? You have as many ads in the ad set that are working. So in my scaling ads for home craftology, I have about, at the moment, maybe 12 to 15 ads, but that's the goal. That's not the method. You don't just put 15 different ads in your ad set and go, job done, Facebook, go for it. What we want to do is testing. So we've got 2 campaigns, testing and scaling. Now, if you are new and it's a new product, you've only been running it for like under a month, don't need scaling yet. Scaling is where you will get to. For testing in Andromeda, we need a testing campaign, and we're going to have several ad sets under that testing campaign. And each ad set, I'd say no more than 5 to 7 ads in them. The reason we want to keep it small is so that we can test groups of ads tightly, because Facebook will favor a few of them and it will try and build a funnel out of these ads. And it will spend a lot of money on the first few, and it's got to have about a week to figure out what the top of funnel is, what's middle of funnel, what's lower funnel. It will figure all of that out, but you've got to give it the space to be able to spend and figure out. Now, you may have a winning ad set here, or you may have a losing ad set here. When I did this on my brand new store, I put 4 new ad sets up, each with 5 to 7 ads in there. We had 3 losing ad sets, but we had 1 winning ad set. And in the losing ad sets, we had a couple of winning ads in there. So we had ads with high CTR, low cost per click. They just didn't work well with the other ads. Now, once you can turn those ad sets off, but once you understand which ads work really well, you can actually take your winning ads from you can duplicate your entire winning ad set into the new scaling campaign. And you can put your best ads that were from your failed ad sets in there as well, because maybe those ads are actually pretty good, but the ad set actually sucked as a whole, okay? So I now have, let's talk about my Stones and Ash store. I've been doing this for the past week. I now have 1 ad set in testing, and I was spending $50 a day on that while I tested it. I was spending $50 a day on my other ad sets. I turned them off because they weren't really working, but this 1 ad set was working really well. Even though this isn't my testing ad set, I can still scale it. It's just a name. It just says testing so that I know what I'm doing in there. There's no reason I can't scale my ad set. So in my testing campaign, I actually am using ad set level optimization. No, that's not it. Ad set level budget and ABO. Ad set budget optimization. I don't know. I'm using the one where you set the budget per ad set. That way, when 1 ad set in my campaign actually starts to work, I can scale that in my testing campaign. And Then I have a scaling campaign where I'm not doing any testing. It's just for scaling, and I can apply the same thing there. So essentially, I can have two campaigns running side by side, both kind of scaling. One's got tons and tons of ads. One's a hyper fixated ad set, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what a lot of people are doing right now, and that's what's working. Michaela, hold on. Let's go through these. Cassie, how many creatives? I answered that one. How many creatives? We answered that one. Gerby and Kenwell. How do... Sorry, wait. So no two ad creatives should be the same. Correct. That's right. As of Andromeda, no two ad creatives should be the same. And the reason why that is true is because when you have ads that are too similar, Facebook doesn't know what to do with them. It'll treat them as the same, and it'll just mess up your ad account. And as Professor Charlie says over on YouTube, who is a YouTuber that I watch a lot, I do agree with nearly everything that he says, even though I don't want to agree with it. I absolutely do. I absolutely agree with his concept that if you try and make your Facebook account too complicated, Facebook will struggle to help you scale. Facebook works best when things are simple. And if you add too many varieties in there too quickly, it's going to take you too long to test. Think about it like this. When you have an ad set of 5 to 7 ads, you need to spend a certain amount of money to be sure that ad set works or it doesn't work. So the more ad sets you create, the more budget you have to allocate to make sure that you're giving it a decent enough spend to be able to make a decision if it's going to work or not. So when you do make new ad sets, make them sparingly and use your best ads only. All right? Okay, Michaela, does that change how we should test new ad creatives? You're still testing one campaign per ad set per... Yeah, don't do that anymore, Michaela. That worked before Andromeda. That does not work anymore. You're wasting your time. Amy, are all these ad sets targeting different audiences? And what goes into the different ad sets? So, no. No. I don't do audience targeting anymore. And I don't really see the point. Instead of targeting people in my audience, you still can. There's no reason why you can't. But I wouldn't just go having... Hold on, what's this crap? Jimmy. ChatGPT prompt. Yeah, let's delete that, Jimmy, for now. Just for now. I don't want people focusing on that just yet. Let's tell the story first. And then I'll get you to repost that in a minute, all right? Okay, so Amy, testing different audiences. So in my initial testing, when my account is fresh and brand new and I have no idea what to do, I may do one campaign, one ad set, one ad, just for a few days, just to get a quick idea of which types of ads work for this particular product. Once I've got that, and that's only running for 2 to 3 days, I just take my best ads and put them into my first testing ad set. The next thing I might do is I might do a little bit of interest testing. This is initial. This is only if you are starting a fresh ad account with a fresh pixel, with a fresh store. I may do some interest-based targeting to see, should I target handbags? Should I target shoppers? Should I target this? Should I target that? And once I'm done with that, and I've had 3 or 4 ad sets running, and I kind of have a good understanding of which targeting works best, from that moment onwards, all of my ad sets will contain that targeting. And I'm ready to go forward and now start utilizing Andromeda to its best. Okay. Mia, do I mean like only one image testimonial, or could you do 2 different designed ones? Good question. So I'll go back to my previous comment here. When we're talking about Andromeda and ad sets, I group them personally by concepts. So what I mean by concept is, for my handbags, for example, one concept was travel. So in this ad set, every ad will be about travel. And I might have another ad set. And in that ad set, everything will be about commuting in the CBD and taking your bag there. But inside each of those, I may have a testimonial. I may have a few statics. I may have a UGC video. And those UGC videos will all be about traveling, like international travel. But at the same time, I'm going to be trying to break those objections in there too. We're going to have price point objections. We're going to have offer ads. We're going to have this ad and that ad. They're all going to be travel themed, but they're going to be breaking through each objection. Amy, thanks for this. Let me know what you think you should. Yeah, but we'll come back to that, Amy. All right, Jimmy. So this is all called creative diversity, by the way. And Jimmy, can you repost that thing you popped in there? Now that I finished explaining. How do we recommend we test new creatives when you're already scaling? So we don't touch your scaling. If you're able to scale, keep scaling. And don't let anything that I'm currently telling you stop you from doing what's working right now. At the same time, you can create a brand new testing campaign and start implementing these strategies and start testing these smaller groups of ad sets. Now, one thing I want to explain about the ad sets, remember, and I explain this nearly every call, guys. When you have an ad set, so you have a campaign, all right, campaign level is a CEO talking down to his teams of people saying, we're going to sell this bag. Now, inside the campaign is a whole bunch of ad sets. Those are sales teams. And each sales team their job is to try and sell that to a different bunch of people. They've all got telephones on their desks. They call up these people who are in that niche of international travelers or people who work in the CBD, and they try and sell your product. Within each team, you have the actual ads, the scripts those people are allowed to say over the phone to get your sale. And that's how it works. That's really how it works. If you give your sales teams too many ads, too many scripts, how will you ever know what works unless you're spending thousands of dollars? But if you give your sales too few scripts, how again will you ever figure out which sales script works if you're only testing one script? That makes sense? Awesome. Let me read this prompt here by Jimmy. For each, yeah, that's pretty good. That's really good, Jimmy. That really helps. All right. Now, in your overall scaling campaign, you will find you can probably put your absolute best ads in there, and it will just work. And in fact, for Homecraftology, I've got like 15 ads in there at the moment, and I kind of just know what's going to work. I don't even have a test campaign for Homecraftology. I just give my sales team brand new videos all the time to go and add into the funnel and use, and it's going really well. But for some of you, you're going to need to have that testing campaign, and as you know, you can now scale your testing campaign. There's nothing stopping you from taking your best testing ads and scaling them to the moon. If they're working, they're working. Don't stop a process that's scaling really well from scaling. But at the same time, you can then take your best ads and put them into your other scaling campaign. Haniel, so it's not about testing just one creative, it's about combinations. Correct. Remember, it's a sales team. So if your first ad is a really good UGC video of someone showing your product out really well, and people are clicking on that, and you got a high CTR and a low cost per click, people are going to your website, and you're getting a couple of add to carts, but not too many. Well, that ad is really good. But if your follow-up image ads or your follow-up video ads that Facebook has chosen as the retargeting ads, if they kind of suck, then the whole ad set won't work. And it's vice versa. You could have a crappy top of funnel ad, but really good bottom of funnel ads, and your whole ad set won't work. But if you take your best ads with the highest CTRs and pop them into a testing ad set, maybe they'll work really well. And what I have found is that there is standout ad sets that just work, and other ad sets, like in my campaign right now, I had 4 ad sets, sorry. One had $120 cost per conversion, one had $100 cost per conversion, one had $70 cost per conversion, and one had $25 cost per conversion. So you can tell which one I kept. One ad set was pulling all the weight. All right. I hope that helps you guys. Amy, let's take a look at your website right now, at your account right now. So basically for you, we want to scale this. So audience testing, I don't think you need it. I honestly don't. The fact that you're working with Broad at $44 per purchase means that pretty much everyone could buy this. Facebook's telling you, hey, you don't need to worry about testing audiences. From this point onwards, I want you to just test concepts ad concepts. So think who and what concepts could we have here? We could have mothers as one concept. What ads would mothers want to see who want to keep their surfaces germ-free? Germaphobes could be another one. What else does this thing do? Let me think. Let me see. Let's have a look at the website. What other concepts could we say? A grime concept. You could have a whole ad set that's focused on grime. Now remember, guys, again and again and again, you may be focusing on grime, but you still need all aspects of the funnel in there. Okay? We need, it may be grimy, but we need offer ads. We need benefit ads. We need sale ads and limited time only ads. Okay? Every step of the process, every chunk of the chain, chink of the chain, link of the chain, every link of the chain must be addressed inside each ad set. So we talked about bacteria, we talked about grime, we talked about mothers, oven cleaners. You know, you can have a whole campaign, a whole ad set here for oven cleaning. That's 4 different types of ad sets that you can create here for this one product that I just took off the top of my head. And what you want to do now is to go and create those concepts inside your testing campaign and inside your top of funnel. They're getting $52 purchases. We've got happy days. You should be scaling this 10% or 20% every 2 to 3 days, probably 3 days, to see if you remain profitable. Okay. Now, if you guys are sitting here and you're tweaking your Facebook ads for every day and you're spending hours and hours and hours tweaking your Facebook ads, that's not how Andromeda works. I want you to pick 1 day a week where you upload new ads and just don't touch your ad account for a few days after that. Let it breathe. Even if tomorrow, like you launch your ads tonight and tomorrow your ad account just sucks, let it breathe. Give it a couple of days and make decisions every 3 days. Okay. If you only upload new ads every week, you've got a week to make your ads better and work on them. And if you're not twiddling around with your bloody Facebook account every single bloody day, you're going to have time to go and focus on your pop-ups and to focus on your emails. All right. If you're looking to get your cost per purchase down and you're sitting here and you haven't A/B tested your pop-up, you are throwing money away. And I don't know about you guys, but I like money and I don't want to put my money in the trash. So I tested a pop-up on my Stones and Ash website this week. My A/B test, my brand new pop-up that I created got me a 4% higher sign-up rate than the previous one. So for every 100 people, for every $120 that I spent getting people to my website, my new pop-up gave me 4 new emails. Do you have any idea what that does over time when you start compacting these conversion optimization tweaks to get more people into your email list, to email them back? If you get someone into your email list when they get to your website and they add to cart, you're going to send them an email later on to bring them back to your website. And that will reduce your cost per purchase. Most students are sitting in here going, oh man, cost per purchase are too high. I wonder what happens if I duplicate this ad set and change a word here and there. No, don't toil in here. This isn't toiling in Facebook class. This is the Freedom Club, right? We're not here to toil and work too hard until our bones are the only thing holding our mouse. We're here for freedom. So give yourself the freedom to go and work on other things besides fully locking in on your Facebook account. Amy, so you're creating more ads that focus on different concepts. Correct. So we got tough stains ad set. Good job. We need more ads in here. You need 5 to 7 ads. Three isn't going to cut it. 3 is not going to cut it. You could take your best performing ads from this entire ad set and you could put them all in there. And that could be your first concept. See, when I look in here, I see a bit of success. C1. C1's got a highest cost per click. This one's on the chopping block for me. But this C1 here, looking a bit better. We're aiming for $1.50 to $2 cost per click. Your CTR is fairly good. We're aiming for 1.5% or above. So we're looking pretty good there. we've got ads in here that are getting you profitable purchases. I'm just not sure why they didn't make it into your ad set here. Doesn't make any sense to me. So pop all your ads into this ad set. Every single one of them that got a purchase, every single one of them where the cost per click wasn't too high, and keep this as your first ad and scale that 10% every 3 days as long as it's profitable. Okay. From there, let's go do some more testing. Let's go test different concepts and let's see how you go. You could work on your next ads over the next 2 to 3 days and implement those, say, on Friday. And in the meantime, you would have made some sales off this one. So do you know what to do? Amy, have you got a path forward now? You have all your ads in the broad ad set under audience. I don't quite understand, but look, I think you understand what I need you to do. Yeah. I do need to move on. We got 20 minutes left. I got a bunch of questions to get through. All right. Priya, uplifted the website. Back of last Thursday's call. First time go to market. No sales yet. You've asked me to return today with the website changes. Zen lift. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you've changed the website. I'm waiting for it to load. I think the website's really slow. That's really weird. Only today, a secret discount for you. That is not really a mystery discount. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? We're not sharing. Damn it. The pop-up went away. The pop-up needs work. The pop-up is a bit confusing. All-in-one power deck workout bench. The number one innovation in ergonomic equipment. That doesn't make any sense to me. The number one innovation in ergonomic equipment. This isn't ergonomic equipment. This is working out. Ditch the expensive gym membership. Folds flat for easy storage. Perfect for all fitness levels. Portable. Train from anywhere. It's too general. Way too general. And I think I mentioned this last time. You need to pick an audience that you're selling this to, because a regular gym goer ain't gonna buy this. This is not for meatheads. This is not for people wanting to get bigger. This is probably for women who want to do strength training at home, right? It doesn't look to me like something that a gym dude's going to buy. So we need to, and because of that, I don't think he really helps sell this personally. I think we need a softer approach for this one, and I think we need actual use cases. Who's going to buy this? What are they going to use it for? And right now, we're selling this based on features. This is not sold on benefits. Benefits are how we sell a product. Features are just what it does. What's in the box. Benefits are, what are you going to get from this? So we had to figure out who's going to buy this, why are they going to buy this, and how do I sell it to them? And right now, we're just shooting spaghetti at a wall and seeing what sticks. And that is not going to work. Let me have a look on the Facebook ad side of things. I suspect we're in the same boat. Michaela, is it still safe to use one image with multiple different angle headlines? Nope, definitely not. Distinct, different creatives. Distinct, different creatives. $230? Yep, stop your ads are off. And they're not working. Exactly as I thought. And then the ads themselves, we've got ZenFit, no tools, no... Okay, cool. She's definitely the sort of person who I thought would buy this.
It works as a bench, a step, a ramp, even for plyo workouts. I use it for a range of routines like strength training.
Great. Actually, the ad's pretty good.
Zen bench.
I know I did her website last week, but I don't think she implemented anything that I said. The ads are pretty good. She's a great
And I've been
model for this product.
Works as a bench, a step, a ramp.
But it doesn't match up with the ad. It doesn't match up with the ad. So we're selling this. We have a woman here. She's doing strength exercises in the gym, or sorry, at home. And that's great. No tools, no setup, no excuses. Use it indoors or outdoors, functional, cool. Look, you're telling us the places you can use this, but we're not telling people what they can do with this and what this will give them. So, like, what is this actually going to do for somebody? This is going to give you the ability to strengthen, to do core, or not core, that's not the right word. Strength building exercises easily at home, in any room, no setup required. That's a pretty strong benefit, right? But right now we've only got portable, use indoors, outdoors. We've also got ChatGPT looking, what do you call these things in here? Okay, we got tough enough for your hit, ready for every strength session. I need to, yeah, I think we need to feminize this a lot. And in the product landing page here, we need to now do the same thing. Benefits, okay? Specific use cases. Who is going to use this? What are they going to use it for? And obviously, it's going to be for women, and it's going to be for strength training. What are they going to strengthen? How is this going to benefit them? And until we figure that out and change the landing page, we're not going to get sales. Okay. Nathan. What's this? This is a new website. Rosary. Ooh. Your wellness refined strength and health in perfect sync. Okay. Oh, I'm excited for this one. We've never sold watches before. Great landing page. Great videos. Great landing page. This is amazing. All right, let's go check your ads. I don't know if I don't think I've got access to your ads, my friend. You may have to invite me. I'll just check my inbox. Oh no, I do have it. I do have it. Review invitation. Yep, I've already accepted the invite. Let's go ads manager, Rosary. Jimmy and Nathan, you guys absolutely cooked this time. 5 purchases, $177 per purchase. That's not what we wanted, but it's a good start. Okay. And let's have a look in the last week. Oh, we've only spent $14 in the last week. Okay. When did you finish the website? Cool. This was all from the initial stuff. All right. I want to see the new data, so we're going to have to run this for a few days. What I'll do is I'll just make sure... Oh, sorry, my friend. You're going to have to run this for a few days. I'm just going to make sure that this is kind of set up in a way that's going to hopefully get you some sales. So we've got Rosary testing, watches 2, watches 3, and watches. All right, what do we got here? We got 5 ads.
The Rosary smartwatch has a beautiful diamond cut design that looks great in any outfit. Battery lasts a full week.
Okay, I don't like your ChatGPT nonsense on your headline here. Get rid of that. And your ChatGPT nonsense in here. There's too much text here. But it's okay. It's all right, actually. No, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. This probably, it's got some nice clips here, but this may not work because it looks like an ad. Very nice. It's very sleek. But sleek may not necessarily work. I see you got smartwatch. Yeah, look, that's not a bad bunch of ads. And then you got the same ad here, slightly tweaked. Oh, what's this B2? Not bad. Same ads there. So this isn't really following Andromeda. All right, and I'm guessing these have different settings in the audiences, maybe? Age 22 to 65. No, there's no differences. I can't tell what you were trying to achieve here. It looks like you've tested the same bunch of ads 3 times with no differences whatsoever. So what I would recommend, you need some UGC. You've got sleek looking ads, but sleek looking ads look like ads, and people don't respond to sleek looking ads in the same way. When we see a UGC ad, it's more native in the Facebook newsfeed, and we sometimes catch ourselves just watching a UGC ad because we think it's content. And little do we realize a few minutes later we've been advertised to. Whereas this ad is an in-your-face ad style ad, and it's pretty, and you can certainly use these clips, but I would use these clips inside a UGC. So you might have a woman holding up the ad, just like on your landing page, you've got these UGC style ads right here. This, and I know that this is probably someone else's video, but this is a UGC style ad. So you may use that to start, and then you may have your beautiful sleek stuff come on in over that. But it starts off with a UGC person, and the whole ad is them talking about their experience with the product, talking about why they like it and why they want it and what benefits it gives them. And if you incorporate some of that into your ads, you'll do a lot better. Okay. Miguel, insights into your ad metrics for Relax Air. Okay. We've got the air cushion. Landing page looks good. Get business class seats in economy class. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Look at your ads. Oh, do I not have Relax Air? Aussie outlet. Found ya. Found ya. All right, what do we got here? Last 30 days, spent $300. No purchases. But I think the website was vastly different before, right? What have you done in the last 2 weeks? 172. And what have we done in this last week? 170. So you spent 172 this week. No purchases. Yikes. Okay. Okay, one sec. Pixel 0740. Pixel is... Do they still show the pixel? They don't show the pixels. They used to show the pixel at the bottom of your actual ad. They're not showing that anymore. Okay, how do I check? Because I don't know if I have access to your pixels, so I can't check necessarily if that's the right one. It's just funny that you called it test one. Broad testing, $172 spent. CTR. Oh, we need to actually change these columns up. So we need CTR link clicks. We need carts. Checkout. Okay, 2.8% click through, not bad. 5 add to carts. Okay, all right. $172. We had 5 add to carts. That could potentially be an issue with the price, an issue with the value. So people aren't seeing the value in this for $99. So the question is, how much does this cost you to get? And can you test this out at $89 and then $79 and see if those actually help, if it's still profitable at those prices? Let's take another look at your ads here. Okay, broad testing. Okay, you've done traveling. I'm just trying to make this work for broad. Okay, fair enough. Had add to carts on S3, V1 and S2. Now, if we look at what spent the most amount of money, $76 on V1 and $28 on S3. V1 took great. Oh, yeah, I think we need to change. I think we need to test the price points. I think that's what this comes down to.
Don't let an achy bum ruin your holiday. The Relax Air cushion changes everything. It evenly supports your body and turns even economy seats into first-class comfort.
It's as light as a feather, folds down to iPhone size, and quickly inflates in 2 to 3 minutes. You can adjust how firm or soft you want it to be.
It's not a bad start. I don't like your headline. Your whole headline here, if you dread long flights, this is for ... I don't like that at all. You don't have that many characters in a headline to grab my attention, so it's got to be tighter than that. Long flights don't have to hurt. Turn economy. So I wouldn't even put that. I'd say turn economy into business class comfort. That's a good headline. I'd get rid of the first one. I'll get rid of this one and just make it meet the Relax Air comfort, your essential all-day comfort for long flight support. Cool. There's a lot of icons in here. Icons like this, they don't tend to work anymore. Those old e-commerce things that we used to see, people are just wiser to them now. I think our primary text, personally, I think it should be cleaner and shorter and right to the point. I'm just wondering. I think we may have, and you're not going to be happy about this, and neither will Jimmy. I think we have an opportunity here to change things up for this cushion. See, your ads are bordering on fine because this is a concept. The concept is this pillow is great for flights. And that's a great concept for your ads. So I'm not hating your ads at all. I do think we need to tidy up the headings. I know I'm not sharing. I'll come back to that in a second. We need to tidy up the headings because the headings are crap. They're too long. And they should be like something more like get 50% off today or 50% off for the next 24 hours. You know, it's the headline to get you to take action. We don't have any of that in your ads. What we do have is a pretty good concept of making your flight more comfortable. But thing is, that's just an angle. This doesn't have to just be an airline bum pad. This could be the Relax Air. What do they have on those Nikes? Nike, the Nike Air shoes, air cushioned bum cushion. Okay, we need to come up with a better concept than that. But what I'm trying to get to is, you could make it so that this page, this product, isn't just about flying, because you've got images here where the models are clearly not just flying, but you pigeonholed yourself into making this about turning your economy seat into a business class seat. And that's where I think people are getting tripped up, because yes, your angle there, turn your flight into a much more cushioned seat. But what if I didn't want that? What if I saw your product and thought, hey, that's going to be great for my chair in my study while I'm doing my e-commerce? But I come here and I go to your website and I'm like, oh, this is only for business class people wanting to fly. This is only going to work on airplane. I'm out of here. I'm not interested. But if your landing page is a little bit more broad, but certainly has all of the benefits, one of the benefits can be that it turns your uncomfortable airline seat into a beautiful air plushed cloud of bum heaven. And then you might have other benefits like good for bad backs who sit on chairs all day, so that the flight is just one benefit of the product, and the product then is more available or more beneficial to multiple people in different niches. But then your ads can be, this ad set cannot be all about flights, and you can have another ad set all about bad backs, and another ad set for people who drive cars all day, Uber drivers. That way you can have multiple different niches in your ads, in different ad sets, to a product that can sell to all of them. So I hope that helps there. There is a fair amount of work to do on this website to make that. Actually, there's not really that amount of work to change this. Really. Just a few changes here, and this can be a much more broader product. The things you have on your website are pretty good. Pretty good. I'm just thinking we just change the top bit here to be more broader, with the air flights being just one benefit, so it's not the whole thing. And that way, if your ads don't, after you fix up your headings and whatnot, if your ads don't work for the flights, you can find another angle to sell this at. I think it's a good product. I do. That's all we have time for today, guys. I got to start my next call. Pradeep, Lauren, Vaishi, and Leon, I apologize for not getting to your questions. I do hope the rant I had about how Andromeda works has helped you understand what you need to do. And if not, please go right now and put your questions on my Thursday event. And I will, if you let me know, didn't get to them on Tuesday, please get to them on Thursday. I will do your questions first on Thursday. For those of you staying on, I will see you in a few minutes in the scaling call. And until then, go chase those sales, guys, and go make some money. And I'll chat to you guys next time. See ya.